Hello and welcome to Charmed Persons. Before we get started into a very exciting first episode, business at the front, party in the back. So we're starting with the business. This upcoming week, we have, let me bring up the calendar before I say it wrong. This coming Sunday, we are back with campaign 3 as usual. So join the crazy people for that. On Monday, we are back with Talk With Me. Always a good time, probably the best episode ever or yet to come ever. So tune in for that at 6:30 Mountain Time because that's where I'm located. And then on
Oh,
Thursday, we are back with Strahd, which is crazy. It's getting intense. It's getting very intense. So why not just jump in knowing
only
nothing
one or two
about
more
it and
episodes I got
watch?
left.
Yeah, they're getting close to the end even. So just jump in. I'm sure you'll catch up and it'll be great. And if not, spend however many hours catching up before Thursday. It'll be super easy, I'm sure.
Just like
They haven't had that many episodes.
probably just like 100 hours.
Oh,
Binge
yeah.
it, binge
Easy to
it,
do before
binge
Thursday.
it.
All right. So that is Charmed Persons in the upcoming week. And now we are very excited to be with you all for our very first episode of a series within the Alien RPG. We are going into the campaign side of things. We have done a cinematic long shot, as we call them, to kind of dip our toes into this world and this system. And now we're diving into it. And we're going to have multiple seasons with a very long story to just dive into it in a little kind of mini sessions that'll go for seasons and seasons. And we are starting that today with episode 1 and these lovely people around me to have the most fun and maybe die. We'll see. Um, with that, I do want to note this is still a new system. This is a system that is actually being updated currently. For those that maybe follow this system, you may have seen on Kickstarter that they're updating some of the rules. And this is, for some of these lovely players, the first time they're playing in this system. This is only the second time I've even tried to play as a game mother in this system. So bear with us. We're going to be learning as we go. Be patient with us as we learn. And if we do something wrong, as long as it fits in the story, I don't really care. If it's not game breaking and it makes sense for the moment, we're going to make it happen. And if we did something wrong, we'll maybe talk about it next time or make our own homebrew rule that we feel like makes more sense.
Homebrew, homebrew, homebrew.
Homebrew. And with homebrew, this campaign is also a little bit of homebrew of my own story, as well as some of the pre-made stories that you'll find in some of the expansions for the Alien RPG. So if you're familiar with it, you might find some characters, some scenarios, some settings, and you'll also see some new stuff. So, before we jump into all of that, I thought it would be fun to go around to all of my players and see, without knowing anything except your player character, give me a prediction that's going to happen during this campaign. It can be as vague, it can be as specific as you want. And I'm going to start with Zach. What is your prediction? Just because you just took a bite, and I love this panic that ensued
Your
already.
service industry is showing, JMO.
Okay. Prediction. I predict that nobody. Hey, I can word this better. Take two. Can
Yep.
we take it back?
Roll back.
Zach, I would love for you to share with us what your prediction for this upcoming campaign will be.
Of course.
Take another bite.
Fuck. All right, Sophie. I'm so sorry, Sophie. That's really unprofessional. If we could take it back one more time,
Yeah,
please.
one more time, one time.
God, what did you guys do the first session? Zach
Okay. No. Yeah.
took
I actually
takes.
think that none of the player characters are going to be androids. That is one of my predictions. I
Okay.
think that none of us. I think that we're all real people. So that's one prediction. I also think that.
Sorry, you can't have two predictions. We're moving on. And I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Okay.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I also think. I think because this didn't happen in last session, I think that one of us will be incubated.
Ooh.
what does that even mean? I've only seen 2 movies.
We're gonna have eggs putting inside of us, baby girl.
Oh, that's incubate. I know what that is. Never
Yep.
mind. We're good. I hate this game.
Uh, all
Yep.
right. Well, your predictions are noted, and we will see if and when they may come to be. Angie, since you hate this game,
Yeah.
you can go next. What do you think's gonna happen?
Okay. I've played with Zach. I've played with Meg. I've played with Sophie. Swan, we're playing together today. Someone in this GD group is gonna sacrifice themselves.
Ooh. Okay.
That's
It could
honestly
be.
that's so likely that it's a bit of a cop out prediction.
I was
if
gonna
we're
say,
being
Do you
honest.
think? Should I do
Prediction
another
that's ever
one?
made.
Should I do
Yeah.
another one?
No, I'm
Do a
just
secondary
kidding.
one.
I'm kidding. I'm
Second.
kidding.
If
Well,
you have a
my other one
secondary,
is kind of a cop out too, because I think someone's gonna sacrifice himself and someone's gonna fall in love, and it's probably gonna be me. Both times.
Porque no das dos? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
so Angie's just predicting what their characters.
No, I played with Sophie. I played with Meg. I played.
Yeah, but you could just be predicting that you yourself will sacrifice or fall in love or both.
Or I
With
might
them.
fall in love with one of the actual players. Who knows?
What a fun prize.
Yeah.
That's the real twist.
Join our Discord if you want to know who I'm falling in love with.
They're gonna provide daily updates on. So today I'm really
Dear diary.
feeling.
Gonna be
Captain's
called
report.
Angie's Corner. Stay tuned. All right. Next, we are going to the duo in the single screen, and
Whoa.
I'll let either of you go first to not step on each other's toes. If you have one ready to go.
What do I have? I think I'm just gonna go straight out and say we're all going to die again. I think end of game, we will all be dead.
Good old TPK.
Yeah,
All
I do
right.
think so.
Okay.
I think that's a safe bet. I do want to say that because we all died basically last time, that I think that like the twist will be some of us live. Some of us get to live. I do think that I do like Zach's prediction that none of us are robots. And that is
Okay.
one of the things that I was gonna say, is that nobody's a robot. I think my actual true prediction is that we are, this being a longer campaign, are gonna have a much harder struggle with the other humans that we come across than with the aliens.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like that prediction. All right. Last but certainly not least, Meg, with your very on brand, on theme hat. What you got?
This is one of my favorite hats. I am gonna say one prediction. I think someone is getting sucked into space somehow, whether it's one of us, whether it's an NPC. I don't know. Like someone's getting either sucked from a open shaft or through a tiny little hole, like in what I don't even know which movie it was, but
One of them.
one of them.
All right.
I think
so
someone's getting sucked into space.
Meg's hoping someone gets sucked. Got it. Okay, I'll write that down. All right. Well, those in the chat, also please share with us your predictions for the upcoming campaign. And if you think any of these predictions are wrong, you can say that, but you could also be wrong, so be nice about it, okay? Chill. All right. So, without further ado, let's set the scene for this campaign with a little bit of music in the background. Maybe. Great. The year is 2185, and it's fall. You all were likely going about a normal day when you just happened to see a job posting that caught your eye. It's a cargo run. Private entity seems pretty secretive, but also seems to pay pretty well. So you apply, and you each get in, and you get a notification that says you've congratulations, you're part of the crew, and tells you a specific location to meet for mission briefing and contract signing. That is on Earth, Station 4921, and you have a couple days to get there. As you all arrive individually, maybe some of you arrive together, we could get into that later, but as you all arrive at Station 4921 and give the contact name of Commander Finnick, who is on the job posting and will be your commander for this mission, you're given a ride to a hotel where you have accommodations set up, and you can either kill time there, or if you wanted to arrive the day before, you have the night to stay at this hotel. The same person that gave you the information about the hotel set up the ride for you, kind of at the hub at Station 4921, also gives you an address for the actual meeting for the mission briefing. When you get to the hotel, it's pretty nice. With how well this job pays and that it's some private entity, it doesn't surprise you. It's probably some wealthy person that wanted this cargo taken care of. The hotel's called the Elegance Inn, and it's got a pool table in the lobby with a very nice bar and a fine dining restaurant, and very nice hotel rooms as well. So you each, whether you're on time or maybe a little bit late, you each head to the address given for mission briefing, and you see the neighborhood turn. If you took a car, it's probably only 8-minute drive, probably a 20-minute walk if you chose to walk. But either way, you see the very wealthy neighborhood become pretty run down, and a sense of unease kind of overcomes yourself, as it's a pretty quick and drastic change to a clearly not very good part of this specific neighborhood. As you find the address and get dropped off or walk up to it, see a relatively unmarked door with the address number on it, and you know that you have to find a specific room or suite inside. You enter, and you see about the same as it looks outside that it is inside. Cracked ceiling tiles, flickering fluorescent lights, cracked signs that say which way are certain rooms. And eventually, you arrive to your location. Outside of the room is a man with a tablet. He is dressed in a simple button-up and slacks. His well-kept ginger hair kind of stark against this dark and dingy building. He asks for an ID, notes your arrival on the tablet, and asks you to take a seat inside. The room is relatively small. There are chairs set up in the center facing a screen of some kind, likely a hollow screen ready to be activated. The floor is wet for some reason, though you're not really sure why, and that's kind of gross. Dust covers everything in this room. It's clearly not been cleaned in maybe years. And at the front of the room, there stands a woman, older, some gray dusting in her hair, and she looks pretty put together, pretty stark against the drab surroundings that you entered in. But you take a seat, and you wait for something to happen. And as you wait, you look around. Depending on when you arrive will depend on when you see each other. But players, without giving your name or anything like that, just describe what another player might see upon entering this room, or upon you entering this room. And we'll start with Meg, since you went last for predictions. Please describe your character.
Sure. Who you'll see is an older woman, most likely older than 60, prominent wrinkles, but Gorgina nonetheless. She is stockier built, and has stark white hair with one long braid coming down across her shoulder down to her chest. She looks serious but approachable. And I think I'll leave it at that.
Great. All right, continuing around my Zoom screen. Swan, please describe the visual look of your character.
My character walks in and immediately there's like a sense of my character walks in and there's a sense of distrust. They're kind of unsure, taking in their surroundings. It takes a second for them to kind of settle in, probably in the back of the room. They're a very butch femme individual, grown out buzz cut, has some scars, but probably wearing like an 80s band tee, so kind of casual, but also on guard at this moment.
Okay. Sophie.
Coming in with very different energy. Still like a sense of like curiosity and discerning like the people in this room. I come in with bit more of like a high femme form-fitted business like structured jacket. I have a kind of like shaggy wolf cut bob. I have the look of like a science and medical officer because I am one. I work for a like bioengineering lab outside of this and take on a lot of contract work, but a lot of my garb is based on like my day job. So I'm rolling up looking very professional, very crisp. I've got a backpack as well as like a medical gear bag with me, like clearly ready to go.
Nice. Okay. Angie.
I am sitting in the chair, but with the amount of space that I take up with my very tall and like broad-shouldered, muscular form, would appear that I could be standing given my height. And just very excited, very kind of immature energy, short, kind of black curled hair, like done in like a messy bun at like the nape of my neck with a bright yellow cap on. And just like the energy of a kid who's been told to be quiet because you're in the doctor's office, but is having a really hard time not engaging with everybody, has probably like tried to talk to some people, and with just the seriousness that is pervading is a little bit like shot down, so it's just kind of like wringing her hands and like very fidgety.
All right. Zach.
I would have entered with Angie's character, and I'm sitting near Angie's character, and you see similar energy but less antsy and moving, a little bit more stoic in the way that he sits, but occasionally would chime in on whatever small conversation was started, but definitely sits in a way that anybody who would be of military background would note that he is of the military. He sits very much like at attention, especially just like given the environment. He kind of like falls into like old habits. Usually wearing like classic pilot jumpsuit, like wrapped around his waist, but it's on his shoulders now, with just maybe the chest open just a little bit. Short brown hair, small brown mustache with a little goatee. Definitely the build of like a farmhand, including like the farmer's tan and everything. Like lean with muscle, probably an inch shorter than Angie's character, and definitely, like I said, lean with muscle, but not a very like muscular guy. And he's probably just standing at attention, just waiting and very observant, and is definitely like clocking everyone and spending and not really shy about the fact that he's like analyzing them as he's staring at them.
With Zach and Angie's character, you do see a third person enter with them. This is a equally as tall, but the opposite of any muscle, as he is a skinny boy. He has very similar dark curly hair to Angie's character. Um, Sits next to her as well, and he is when he sits down, he almost becomes like a foot shorter than the two people that he's with. He doesn't seem nervous, but very shy, reserved, also adding to the conversation, but quietly. But definitely has some watchful eyes behind his big round glasses that he's taking note of everything around him at the same time. You also see, seated with you all, one more person, and this is also a younger guy, probably early 20s. Seems equally as excited to be there as maybe Angie's character. Maybe not as talkative, but just seems like he's literally just so happy to be here and just smiles at everyone as soon as they look at him. He's got short, dusty blonde hair. He's got a pretty beefy build as well, but is definitely shorter and stocky with that muscular build, and is wearing casual clothes, jeans and a t-shirt kind of thing. And once you all and those two extra people are seated and ready to go, oh no, I forgot one. There's one more person that enters. Also a man. This this man is older, white hair, white beard, wrinkles all over his face. He is in a plain t-shirt and blue jean overalls, and he saunters in, kind of at last probably, plops down in a chair, and you almost expect him to be like chewing on a piece of hay with just the attitude that he's kind of portraying as very laid back, but you know, your classic old man farmer, we'll say, is what he looks like. And with that, unless there is anything specific any of you would want to do, if you want to introduce yourself or you just want to kind of wait, besides maybe some idle chit chat that might happen that we won't necessarily need to roleplay right now, we'll have the door be closed by the red-haired man that you all saw and took your name as you entered. Sophie.
I think just one thing of note at this point in time, as we kind of like discern the crew, I make note of everybody kind of taking like in like how well rested everybody looks, kind of like whether or not they look healthy or not. As I'm doing my scan, I do lock in on Clarke and recognize. There's a moment of like recognition of them, and I don't say anything at this point in time. And given the nature of my character being trans and having transitioned since the last time I saw them, I don't think they would recognize me, but wanting to like make note of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
I definitely noticed that, but I'm just kind of like unsure of what you're doing.
Sure. Someone gave you extra eyes and
Extra
you're not
eye
really
in
sure
a way
why.
that I was like, who are you? What are you what's going on?
And I would say other characters, up to you of how perceptive and kind of in tuned your character is to catch or be looking for something like that. I would definitely say Sophie, since your character is kind of assessing everyone, and you all very much see the woman at the front of the room that's been standing at attention and watching you all enter, without saying a word, is very much looking at you and does clock that as well, because she is purposely looking at you all and watching every single movement you make as you are waiting for this briefing to begin. So the red-haired man shuts the door behind him and walks to the front of the room where all the chairs are facing, and gives a nod to the woman before kind of stepping to the side and seemingly becoming still just an observer in this moment. And the woman steps forward and introduces herself as your commander, Daria Finnick. And now that your attention is fully on her, you can get a little bit more of her personality as she stares you all down. She has a very hard and stern glare, and she is, like I said, compared to the room around her, pressed suit and slacks with a blazer, her hair, dark hair graying around the front and speckling near the back. Arms seem to always be crossed as she continues to talk to you, and as you all entered, she just took a step forward but didn't change much about her very commanding posture as she addresses you all and says, "Well, this is everyone, and I assume you all know while you're here, so I'll keep this short to begin with. This mission, as stated in the job posting, is quite secretive. The private entity that is funding this mission wants to keep it that way. There will be aspects of the mission you will not be privy to. If that is an issue for anyone, this is your last out. There will be no hard feelings. Transport home will be provided in your time, and you will be compensated for your time. But this is a hard rule, breaking of which has severe consequences. And I give you one more moment to decide that this mission isn't for you before we continue."
I think I would jokingly like hit Hawk on the chest and be like, "Oh, I don't know if I can handle this kind of just like under my breath."
Yeah, under my breath back, I'd be like, secrets? We're supposed to be able to keep secrets? Oh.
I look at Charlie. Charlie can't keep a secret.
Yeah, we should
I mean,
definitely
that's true, but
kick Charlie
I
out.
feel like I just won't
Oh,
talk. Oh, sorry. And you see Commander Finnick just not even any more stern, but just clearly staring at you all, waiting to see if you will stand up. And after a beat, another beat, you all hear the squeak of a chair as someone stands in the back of the room. You see the old man with white hair, overalls, making very much old man sounds as he stands up. Is
Same.
well, I had some uneasy feelings about this, and I think this might be too steep for my blood. So if it's all the same to y'all, I'm gonna head out. Okay. And he leaves the room.
As soon as he leaves the room, Hawk would say, will his salary be split up amongst the rest of us?
No. The commander answers.
Worth a shot, I say. It's too late. I'm like, worth a shot.
All right. Is there okay? I play D&D, so bear with me.
Insight check.
So we have these skills.
Yes.
And there is observation.
Yes.
But I know for this stuff you have to, it's like a skill within a skill kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can I roll a wits to see gain an insight as to like because I feel like I would be nervous now.
Okay.
If
so
it was
what
cool when no one was doing it, but the minute that someone breaks that seal, it's like, ooh, should we? Why?
What exactly are you trying to discern? Because this system specifically is made for the moments that a roll will come in are kind of like a no turning back moment, which this very much could be for Kit. And I think if that's the stakes that you're putting into this, we can make it a roll. Otherwise, let me know either who you're specifically trying to insight. Are you getting a feel for the room? Are you trying to see insight the old man before he left? Are you seeing
I think
what are you trying to see?
it's either between the room of like, are we concerned about this? Like,
Mm-hmm.
or specifically observing him because he's an older guy and like older guys have tend to seen some stuff. So if he's already backing out, I guess I want to glean like I would want to glean if anybody else is concerned about this.
Okay. What is your wits? Just like what is that number? Just
And
to see
that's a
how
great
witty you are.
question, and so I'm really glad you asked, JMO. It's 2.
Okay. Okay. And your then observation with that is
It's a big old 0.
okay. I would say, and I will also leave it to the players
I think Sophie
to
has
say
something
if
that
you
might
have
be...
any reaction to
She's
this that is
scream
easily
waving.
noticed. But before I get to Sophie,
Yeah.
Kit, you specifically notice Angie's character. Spoilers for the name, but you notice with that lower kind of score, it's kind of mid-range. So you notice, I would say, there is a sense of unease in the room. There is bound to be because someone has bailed after traveling all presumably some amount of distance to knowing that there is a level of secrecy just by the job posting to have someone kind of get up and walk away. And I would say you also notice that the old man did it pretty nonchalantly, and that feels also extra unsettling of like he just kind of got up and was like, no thanks. And maybe that's just his personality, but maybe it means something more. Sophie.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple things that I wanted to ask about. One was like, I know that we're not really like a cohesive group at this point in time, but I know similar to like D&D where it's like when we multiple people want to make a roll for a similar thing, that it's like, oh well, you can use the help action or something like that. And I see in like the rules under like observation in particular, where it's like group observation, instead of rolling separately, you are kind of rolling for like a group like check, essentially. Maybe it doesn't apply here since we're all still pretty disparate from one another in terms of like being part of a team. But with that in mind, also for my own check, because I have like a concern of like, oh, what role was this man supposed to be fulfilling on the team, and like what are we now losing by with his departure? And I'm also trying to capture how Finnick feels about this, like in particular.
Okay. I would say again without rolling, and with those rules as well, something that I think is just in the new rules that I do want, that are still in beta, so they're not published yet, but they do add a passive observation roll that doesn't have the negative effect of if you fail and like have a stress reaction or anything like that. That they generally recommend to keep to like when you're in stealth mode and kind of specifically looking around. There might be times where I add that outside of stealth just to see if you actually do notice something that's pretty important. For this situation specifically, since it is more like an insight, I'm gonna just say you all notice kind of the similar things that Angie's character notice. If you have a higher than 2 wits, you, I would say, also notice that you're pretty confident that the commander is hard to read. You have no idea what her reaction to this is. Her facial expression does not change. But you do notice that one of the younger guys, the early 20s, that's not sitting with Zach and Angie's character, like starts like to shake his leg a little bit, like he's a little bit more nervous. And the red-haired guy seems to just be a little bit more observant now than he was with someone leaving. Is he's now kind of watching the group instead of his tablet.
With
Anyone else?
Let's say with that information, I just kind of like go back to like paying attention to like what the next steps are.
Okay. Anyone else have like some reaction or want to look for anything specific?
I think I would, with the wits of 4, I think I would at the very least just notice that Kit is like looking around and maybe a little nervous.
Definitely.
And so I think I would just make eye contact and just like kind of like shake my head and lean over and say, these people are always like this. It's just, it's to save it's to cover their ass.
All right. So after another beat, the commander continues to address you all. As I said, there's no ill will for those that left. I do mean it when I say that we want those that understand the significance of the mission and the need-to-know basis you are all on. With that being said, and with that understanding, it's time for the fun part of paperwork. Gaius here, and she points to the red-haired man that has had the tablet. We'll have some things to pass out to all of you, one of which will be a paper copy, as odd as that may sound to you, of your contract for you to sign, as well as an electronic copy. Our private entity likes to cover all of their bases when it comes to these missions. So, you all get a hard copy and a tablet with an electronic copy of your specific contract to sign. This is the one that you as players have already received. I think as characters you've already received it to review and just needed to sign it in person. You do not notice any changes. It is pretty standard with some additional notes about the secrecy of not talking to anyone outside of the mission about the mission, and not talking to even your own crewmates about things that they're not privy to. Zach.
I kind of like, I use the like stylus or whatever I have for the tablet, and I'm like tapping, and I like raise my hand for the like commander.
Yes.
Permission to speak.
Of course.
Obviously you are the commander. Who is the representative?
That would be Gaius. He gives kind of an awkward smile to you all as he's called out as such.
Yeah, because I note that what Hawk specifically notes is that the representative has the ability to like detain you. That's the one thing that like Gaius is a little weirded out by, and so he kind of just like looks Gaius up and down and just kind of thanks. He'll sign it and just like push the tablet forward.
With knowing who Gaius is and his role, you all now can see his character portrait.
What a freak. That's a scab right there.
This guy's a narc, bro.
What a freaking like, hey.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
I'm
yeah,
sorry
so you
like
see red-haired, blue-eyed, a little beady eyes.
I didn't mean it like, I meant like, I didn't mean I'm sorry if you look like that. I meant like I apologize if you look like that
like
and we
scab.
said those things. Okay, never mind.
Sure,
I'm gonna shut
sure,
my
yeah. Zach hates gingers is what I gleaned from that.
Hey!
So.
J-Mo, watch out.
It's fine, I just know who to kill off first. So you see, again, simple button-up blue shirt, pale skin as gingers usually have, the classic blue eyes and red hair, and slacks.
Awesome.
And as he passes out these tablets, you also see that he had kind of like a duffel bag where he was keeping these things in preparation to pass them out to you. Does anyone else have a question or a qualm before your contracts are signed? Sophie, first.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll go for it, Meg.
Good.
No, you had your hand up first. You go.
Not that it matters, but will we get to know who private entity is at any point?
Who knows? Right now, it's just a private entity to you.
That was me asking a question in character. Is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Sophie asking.
Oh, I thought that was the commander's response, and I was like, what a bitch.
I was like, that was like, she's like, I don't know.
I know, I was like, why is she being so coy? That's so fucking weird.
I thought
sorry.
Gaius had no.
I wasn't sure either if that was the commander or JMO at first, and so, but it like then at the end, I was like, I have to say something.
Yeah. Similar but more professionally, the
Yes.
commander gives you the same answer.
I don't know.
I don't know. Meg.
Yes. So I will say, when I don't know Sophie's character's name yet, but when Sophie's character asks that question, I'd say my character's ears perk up, doesn't quite look over to acknowledge that she's intrigued at the question, but enough of a like tilt of the head as she's rereading her tablet. And with that being said, she's rereading every word for word to see if anything has changed, if there's any new information. And I know you said something about that when you were giving us the prompt for this, but is there any new information on the contract?
There's not. And even probably knowing that your character prepared for this and basically memorized the contract before you headed to this briefing, it is the same contract that you were sent earlier.
Okay, cool. I will say she takes her time though, so she's like, she might be the last one. I don't know how everyone else is, but yeah, she's taking her time. She's taking up space and taking her time in a good way.
As she should. So as you do sign the contract, you're kind of diverted back to a holding screen that says, please wait for further instruction. And you see Gaius kind of very much like looking at his tablet. Presumably he's getting the notification as contracts are signed. And is kind of nodding as they're received. So you wait a couple minutes as people review the contracts. These questions are asked. Once again, almost non-moving is the commander at the front of the room, but again, very piercing eyes watching you all. And as the last contract is signed, Gaius once again looks to the commander, gives a nod, and the commander says, "Excellent. Well, welcome to the crew, everyone. Before we move on, as you are now on the crew, I figured introductions of your roles are important. So as Gaius will be handing out another item for you to keep on your possession, and as you will be setting up your tablets, we'll go around and she almost like stops herself as if she just like hates this next part, but introduce yourself and your role on the ship that you did apply for, as it will remain the same, and a fun fact about yourself." And as you do this, you see that the tablets in front of you have changed to a setup screen for biometrics. It's uncommon, but not unheard of, to get your own tablet for missions, so this isn't a surprise for you. But it does surprise you that you both need a fingerprint and a retina scan to unlock your personal data pad that is given to you. And Gaius also hands out a bracelet that he whispers to each of you to go ahead and put on as we are doing the full introductions. In world, and you can actually add these to your character sheet now, and you can find the gear of a personal data transmitter, that is the bracelet, and a personal data tablet, a PDAT or a PDT. And you all know that a PDT is basically the thing that says you're still alive, can send like vitals back to the ship, like is very much used by the commanders to keep track of the crew and make sure you're not dying. And the personal data tablet is, as you can imagine, a tablet where likely pre-installed information about the mission is ready for your use, and you can use to do certain things on the ship, do certain things needed for the mission, maybe communicate with Mother on the ship in some way, things like that.
We'll probably need to talk about this off stream, but I can add the tablet, but it says I need to unlock the transmitter.
Mm-hmm.
We can probably talk about that off stream though.
Okay.
That's in gear and vehicles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look
If
to
you go
see
to
if
if you go to
maybe
manage gear, Angie, that's where you can add it.
maybe it's not in one of. It should be in one of the books. Anyway,
It's
I'll
in the
check out at the
Marines.
break at
It's
least.
in the Marines book.
Is it the Marines one?
Yeah.
Lame. Well, you likely won't need to use it for any rolls or anything. So if you just want to make a mental note or anything, but like just know that you have a tablet.
But
and
we can add. Well, we can add the tablet. We can add the tablet.
Okay. So know
Which
you
is
have the
arguably
bracelet,
the more important
and
thing.
honestly, you guys won't really have much to do with the bracelet besides just wearing it. And so as you guys are putting on the bracelet, getting up, set up with your biometrics into these tablets, the commander does not look for any specific person and waits for a volunteer to go first to stand and introduce themselves.
Immediately I stand.
Great.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kit. I'm not gonna say my last name because it's too famous, and I want you guys to get to know me and not my dad. I mean, you... Fuck. It's fine. Hi, I'm Kit. And I sit back down.
I like elbow.
Oh,
her.
something about myself. I'm sorry. What else was I supposed to say?
Your role.
My role. I'm I'm the mechanic on the ship. So now you probably know my dad is Ken Longeridge.
Oh.
Yeah, but don't worry, I'm nothing like him. I'm way cooler. And I like look at Hawk like what's the other thing?
Something about yourself.
About myself.
I heard you were nothing like your dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be your fun fact.
I'm nothing like my dad. And I sit back down.
I give Kid a fist. I like put up my fist.
Yeah. Fuck
And
yeah.
I stand
Is
up.
that the fun fact?
Sergeant Henry Callahan. You can call me Hawk. I am the pilot for this mission. Glad to be of service. Fun fact: I'm from Mars. Not from here. So
I should have said that.
we're from Mars. I'm also nothing like Kit's dad, because he's not my dad. And I sit down.
The third person in this little group stands up and kind of is like very slouchy, as like those like lanky kind of guys sometimes are, but tries to kind of stand up to his full height, and says, hi, I'm Charles Longeridge, or you can call me Charlie. I'm the second mechanic. My fun fact is I can probably take apart and put back together anything that you could find on a ship. And he sits back down.
He's also nothing like our dad.
As he
Yeah.
sits back down, I go, Charles?
I just, it felt formal at the time of like, you know, you're legal.
It's cool. You
Did I do okay? Okay, yeah, cool. Anyone else choose to stand up?
Medical Officer Sasha Ostara. I am the medical officer. Former Marine.
Hoorah.
Fact about me. I'm gay.
Oof. Oh.
That's fun, right?
That's
Such
an
a fun
interesting
fact.
fact. God, I'm so interesting.
This is what you get for going first, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Hawk is actively trying to keep in a pretty big laugh.
That's fair.
Like his mouth is covered in...
I am definitely using that as a moment to clock who laughs and who like eyebrow raises and like
Sure.
flagging slightly.
Yeah.
Sure.
And to make it clear, definitely not laughing at. Laughing at
No,
like...
no, for sure.
Yeah. Add
Yeah,
that as your fun
no,
fact.
Yeah.
No, if you laugh, I'm like, you're cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. We're good. As long as, that's definitely the vibe. The vibe is like, I can't believe you just said that at this intense meeting. Like, that's the laugh.
Cool. I guess I stand up next. My character stands up next. My name is Clarke, just Clarke. I'm security. And my fun fact is I have a cat,
Awesome.
What's its
Here.
name?
George.
It's not a
Here,
fun-
here
What?
coming with us.
No, not here. No, back
Damn.
home. I wish.
Damn.
No, thank
Great.
God.
I heard that sometimes
Pets are
cats
not
can go
allowed on this
these.
mission.
No. Sorry.
I didn't bring it.
Oh, sorry, Charlie. You gotta go.
Really gives you a very haphazard punch on the shoulder.
Hello. My name is Charlotte, Dr. Charlotte Green. I'm a scientist on board, and
An android.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was. I'm sorry, that didn't happen. That was Zach saying that.
I was fully responding in character.
I'm sorry.
What is my fun fact? My hair turned this white when I was a teenager, so it's been this color for most of my life, and I guess that's
Pretty cool.
very
That's cool.
interesting, perhaps.
It's like a superhero
Right.
thing. That's pretty cool.
No, that's sick.
Thank you. That's kind. I was quite embarrassed of it when I was younger, but I don't know why I told you that. Okay, that's my that's my information. Bye. Sorry, that was more very much Megan freaking out at the end of that.
Bye.
I don't want her to have that energy.
I don't want
Bye.
that.
Sits down. All right, and then the final person stands up,
Gay ass.
and
Oh.
you see the not as excited but still excited. Just wanted to like hear everybody else first, and was waiting to go last. This guy stand up. Hey, my name's Caden. Super pumped to be here with all y'all. I'm security, so me and Clarke, we got it down. A fun fact about me, a couple years ago, my buddy threw a baseball really hard and hit me in the head, and I have like a permanent dent in the back of my skull now because of it. So,
But you're not gay.
call him Caden. No, no, sorry.
Hey, you cannot just be asking people that.
People ask me that all the time.
Look at you.
That's fair.
He like stands as you guys are talking still. Okay, cool. And he'll sit down. Excellent. The commander says again. As I said, I am Daria Finnick. I am your commander. You can call me Commander Finnick. I have no fun facts about myself.
Do I notice like commander of like a certain branch? Like, do I like with my military background, like commander army, commander marines,
Sure,
commander just entitled but not actually like
without-
military?
Asking,
Yeah.
it's hard to know. You could be
Okay, I
just
didn't know if there
a
was any
commander
like,
of a mission or ship.
for sure. Exactly.
She's not currently wearing like military attire.
Okay.
She could have gotten to the role of commander in the military, and that designation does carry over
For
to
sure.
a lot of missions,
Yeah.
but you're not sure.
She's not wearing military fatigues.
Correct.
I think that actually makes me feel better.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Well, you should have had plenty of time to set up your tablets. As you are aware, they are required by fingerprint and retina scan to unlock, which means there will be sensitive information on each of your tablets. You are not to share this information that is under your specific role. There will be a folder for general briefing and mission information, and then there will be a folder that says for the mechanic's eyes only or for the pilot's eyes only. That part you cannot share with anyone, including your fellow crewmates. The only exception is the mechanics can share this information with each other because they have the same role on the ship. The general information can only be shared amongst crew members. Any information shared outside of who is currently in this room at this moment is prohibited. Is that understood by everyone?
Crystal.
Excellent.
Yep.
You will all get your individual information as we exit. The bracelet you all now should be wearing is your personal data transmitter and is to be worn at all times during this mission. It is not a tracking device. It is a way to ensure that you are still alive and is a way for me to keep the crew together.
Vitals and stuff.
Can I insight check?
If only. I will say you are familiar enough with the equipment that its purpose is more for it's not like a location tracker. It is to keep track of vitals, to ensure good health of the crew. And some of the upgraded ones may have like proximity, so you can know that the bracelets are together versus this bracelet isn't pinging off another bracelet, so clearly someone went a different way or something like that. But it's not like, oh, I can see you on this map at this location at all times.
Is there out of character? Like, is there any games like? No, I'm just kidding. Do either of these devices offer like communication with each other? Either text or like audio.
Q. Good Q. Good question. Good question.
Good question.
We were all thinking it.
Within the tablet, you can send messages amongst the crew. You likely can assume that they are monitored.
Hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Can you also DM?
Yes, you can send messages
Nice slide.
amongst individual or groups of the crew.
Is there a firewall on the
Oh my
YouTube?
God.
Is there like information like already available on this iPad? Like, we don't have to roleplay this because I wouldn't know what the fuck you were telling me anyway. But I think that Hawk just immediately like starts looking at like what's the ship he's working with, what's the software, what is he about to pilot? Just like looking at that information, just like
Definitely.
if it's there.
So you all do see the general briefing folder
Ooh.
that holds the information that the commander basically outlines next. The commander speaks to you all again and says, "This mission, we are headed to the colony known or previously known as Hadley's Hope. It is on LV 426 in the Zeta 2 Reticuli sector. No matter the rumors or understandings you may have about Hadley's Hope, you do know that it is destroyed, and our mission is to find a bunker located outside of the colony, secure the cargo that is in that bunker, and bring it back. That is the simplest of explanations for this mission. If your role requires more information, it will be provided to you individually, but that is our primary objective, to secure the cargo in the bunker near Hadley's Hope."
I'll bite the obvious answer. Probably not given because it's not in my purview, but what is the cargo?
That is not in your or anyone here's purview.
Understood.
The secondary.
Do we at least know the? Um, can we know the approximate size of the cargo?
That is not something you need to know.
I need to know if there's room in the cargo hold for it.
There is room in the cargo hold for it.
Good.
The secondary objective is in the colony itself. There is likely not much to be gained or found, but if time allows, a search quest can be sent out to see what has changed since someone last visited. Again, this is secondary. You will have a week's worth of supplies to achieve this once we land on Hadley's Hope. If, for whatever reason, getting to the bunker and getting the cargo takes that whole week, we will be leaving without any extra trips to the colony itself. If we so choose and deem it safe enough to enter the colony, we can do so. This does have the chance of finding some extra things, for as I'm sure you are all aware, extra things mean bonuses. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but this is about as much information as I can give. You can read the general briefings yourself, and you will shortly be sent the additional information for each of your role. You can message me on the tablet should you have any questions. Our messages are private from the entire crew, so if you have a question for me about the information in your briefing, feel free to ask. But again, do not ask or discuss anything in your briefing with any other crew member. Questions? Well, the rest of the day is yours then. There are some places around that you can do things at. If you have any questions about that, you can ask Gaius. Otherwise, I will see you for our departure at 0900 tomorrow morning. That is departing at 0900. Please arrive early enough to be ready for departure at that time. Hawk, would you hang back a moment, please?
Ooh. No.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
Sorry. Not the vibe. Not the vibe.
Do any of you hang around besides Hawk?
I'd probably wait like outside for him, but not
Sure.
in the room. I'd like grab Charlie and head out.
Okay. You notice that
Try
Gaius
to, like,
moves
hear.
to the door and kind of waits for you as the last ones to leave. He closes the door to the room. And Hawk, you see him stand just inside the door and await
Oh no, crazy.
as you approach the commander. The man that left was meant to be the lieutenant on this mission. He also had he was a skilled navigator as well, and therefore we will be adding a navigator under your purview as pilot to the mission. We will find them at some point today, and you will meet them in the morning tomorrow. As you are the first one to join the mission, they are under your watch. You have final say on all things piloting, but I thought it best you know now so you can prepare yourself accordingly.
Understood. Thank you, ma'am.
Have a pleasant evening.
You as well. And I start to leave,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't help it, and I turn back, and I say, "Permission to speak, ma'am."
Granted.
There's nothing left at Hadley's Hope.
That may be true of the colony, but we are hoping it is not true of this bunker.
Should we be expecting, or at least prepared for, combative presence?
We should be ready for anything, but it is not our expectations that there are any dangerous entities left at this colony.
Understood. 0900 tomorrow.
Or 900.
And I walk out.
As you approach the door, Gaius opens it for you and kind of looks to Kit,
I was just
nods to
waiting.
you all,
I was just waiting. I didn't hear anything.
and closes the door as you exit. And you all get a ping on your tablets.
Oh my god, already?
Oh, fuck.
Whew, I almost showed everyone that one. I could have been bad.
Oh, that's good,
Okay.
Sophie. Can you do that again?
Edit. This one goes to.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is secrets.
This
What?
is secrets. You will see under mission 005HH675. When I share it with you, you will see your character's specific briefing that is sent and pops up as a notification on your tablet.
Brief me.
No, I'm freaking out.
I assume this goes without being said. Finnick is coming with us, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
She's our commander.
Yeah.
If you accidentally see one that pops up that is not your role, please do not look at it. I hit the wrong button.
I saw one that said Android. Should I?
Weird that happened. Okay, so you should all now have one briefing
I see it. Yep, I've already
added
read it.
with your role. And the night is yours. There are some local pubs. There is a bar, a nightclub, and the hotel where you're welcome to find some company, find some libations, find some hardcore drugs, or have a chill night at the hotel, depending on what your ritual may be the night before you leave for a big mission. Angie, did you have a question?
Just to confirm, you had said something about Charlie being the second mechanic. Am I the first mechanic? Or is there someone who we are working?
Your first chair mechanic.
First,
Yeah.
For the mechanics, it's
I'm
not
first
like
violin.
one or two. It's just like an additional mechanic. The ship
Okay,
is
so
large
we are
enough
both the
that there are
same.
two mechanics, but you're on the same like level.
Okay, sick. I did
Yeah.
not. Okay. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I heard that before a big space trip, you're supposed to get laid, so I'm gonna go to the nightclub.
Yeah, I want to get drunk and laid really bad.
I'm not going to get laid. I just heard that's what you're supposed to do, so I'm gonna go there, and if something happens, I'll probably get shy and freak out and like botch the whole thing. But woo, space trip!
Let's see what
As-
let's see what those Earth girls are really all about, huh?
As you all think
I
about what
guess.
you may want to do for the evening before our trip, we're gonna take a little break. Give you some time to digest the information just sent to you.
I'll be digesting the information.
and
Jamo,
give
you're
you some
already
time to think
throwing
about what
me-
you want to do.
I'm already so stressed.
So stand up, stretch, shake out the stress, because there's nothing to be stressed about.
Yeah.
And we'll be back soon.
Okay, well, we are back.
Welcome back. Before we get to the shenanigans you all jump into before your very long mission, because if you will remember that this mission will require you to be gone maybe upwards of 245 days. So anything you gotta
What?
get out of your system, you gotta get out of your system tonight. But before that, for the players to know a little lore drop about Hadley's Hope. You are all aware that Hadley's Hope was a colony that existed that within the last couple of years was completely and utterly destroyed. It was completely and utterly destroyed by an explosion of like the nuclear level. I will let you choose what you may believe happened, but the most common rumors are terrible accident that just sometimes happens with equipment you use to colonize planets that aren't meant for humans, and something went wrong, something exploded, killed everybody. This was a Weyland-Yutani colony, so there are also rumors that they were doing something they should not have been doing, and they slash the workers there did something to cause this explosion. And the third option is that because of rumors that Weyland-Yutani was doing something, that they should not have been doing, that from space, the group known as the Union of Progressive People bombed this colony to stop Weyland-Yutani from doing something. Weyland-Yutani themselves didn't exactly deny that rumor that they were victims in this situation, and basically confirmed that, yeah, that's probably what happened. Whether you believe that or not, those are the most likely rumors that are surrounding this colony. So either way, you know that there's a lot of contention about this colony, and you know that something happened that destroyed this colony. So you are going to a presumably ruins of a colony to hopefully find a bunker that may or may not still be intact or locatable. So knowing that, you all have some options. Like I said, you could head back to the hotel called the Elegance Inn, which does have, like I said, a bar. It's pretty casual. There were some pool tables. So if you're looking for a more casual, have a couple of drinks, have some food, kind of night or early evening, that's maybe the place to go. There is a local bar called Happy to Meet You that is more of a brewery style bar.
That
That is, again, more chill vibes. Or there is the Electric Tiger, which is full-on nightclub, dance party, most likely to be able to find pretty much anything you want in terms of company, in terms of alcohol, and in terms of drugs. First off, where does everybody go? And then we'll kind of go location to location to see what happens there. So Angie, seemed like Kit wanted to go to the Electric Tiger.
Well, I had some time to think about it.
Mhm.
And yeah, I would go to the Electric Tiger.
Okay, Electric Tiger.
But like, really just kind of like, if I'm with Hawk, I'm like, it's like an Earth thing, right? We have to go to this nightclub. We gotta see what it's about, right?
Exactly. We got to. We have to.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And I'm like
we're about
hyping
to be in
myself up.
space for 240 days.
240. I should probably at least kiss someone
Yeah, for sure, at least.
for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my friend. Let's go.
I'll be your wingman.
We could also just like hang out at the hotel and like be chill.
You can do whatever you want, Charlie.
I'm, you know.
Sorry,
like,
I mean, I don't mean to.
Charlie,
you're
come out with
not-
us. Come out with us.
Charlie, think about it. Okay, look. Remember when we both had a crush on Taylor Peterson?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Uh-huh.
It's not gonna be like that tonight, but Hawk can wingman for both of us.
That's,
You could
I
ha-
did,
you could
I did
have
not
a
offer
second
wingman
kiss.
for both of you.
You could
I
have a
wingman-
second
Okay,
kiss.
I will wingman for
Okay.
for Kit.
Great.
Charlie, you're on your own.
Charlie, I'll wingman
I'll
for you.
just be there.
No, you're just.
Okay, you wingman for me. I'll wingman for
Three
Charlie.
of us,
Charlie.
We're on Earth. Okay, this is awesome. Who knows if we'll ever be here again? All right, so let's just do it.
Let's have a good time.
Yeah, good times.
Go team.
Okay.
Okay.
Team
you
not
hate
like
it, you
our
can
dad.
Team not like our dad. Oh shit! Don't tell him about this.
About what?
I mean, he's probably gonna find out.
No,
Oh,
Charlie.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
And that's fair. And that's fair.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
I'll follow. You guys are heading to the Electric Tiger. Meg, where does Charlotte go? Dr. Green, excuse me.
Dr. Green. Not to be confused with Dr. Green from ER. Anybody? R.I.P. Okay.
Stop it.
Don't break my heart again, Meg.
I'm sorry. Dr. Green is you said that the hotel has a bar? Is it
It's
more,
like,
more on the posh side?
yeah, it's a pretty classy hotel bar, so you know things are probably going to be expensive there, but likely quieter than anywhere else you would go, and likely has topper shelf liquor than maybe a nightclub and a kind of more brewery pub would.
Yeah, she's going there for sure. She's gonna
Okay.
have a nice quiet drink. You know, maybe chit chat, but you know, she wants it to lay pretty low.
Sure. Okay. And Swan, where's Clarke going?
I think Clarke is also going to the hotel bar. She watches them go off to the nightclub and like thinks about it and is like, apps, not with those guys around. Goes back and is like, I'll play some pool, like a regular bar at the hotel.
Okay.
Clarke is cool though.
And Sophie, where does Sasha go?
Sophie thinks about it.
You're there?
No.
Sophie's there?
Sophie thinks about it.
No, Sophie does.
Sophie's done some
Sophie thinks about
thinking.
it. Sasha thinks about it and like kind of watches what Clarke's doing and like kind of trails behind them, sees if they're gonna like what direction they're going. Is a little disappointed that they don't go to the club. And
Could ask them if they wanted to go. To the club.
Could have.
that's true.
I could be convinced.
They already had a weak constitution towards it anyway.
As much as I like want to explore that, like as Sasha, I got 247 days. Not all of it waking, but like some time to figure some stuff out, and maybe we'll run into each other after I go home from the club.
True. Very true.
So I go to the club. I'm from Earth. And surprising maybe some of the people, I think I roll up to the Electric Tiger as regular. I take off.
Stop, she is so cool.
I take off my my jacket and
Oh my god, don't take off
which
your
has been
jacket.
covering up like just like a white tank top, and now my arms exposed, like covered in tattoos from both my time in the Marines and post Marine Corps. So I've got like military tattoos and just a bunch of other like witchy and bioscience, medical sigilism, stuff like that, up and down my arms. And in my head, like for my character, I kind of like greet the bouncer and just kind of like walk right in.
Great. Yeah, so we'll say, so we'll start at the Electric Tiger then. And I can't remember what time exactly I put for this meeting, but
Oh,
with the
900.
like,
Oh, tomorrow meeting?
no, when you were there for
Where
the
we got
briefing.
out.
When we got
like, what
out.
time is it?
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
think I said. Oh, wait,
Jimbo,
no,
it's your world.
Great.
We're just
We'll say
letting-
it's like early evening now, and you're surprised that like probably middle of the week that this club is already like lining out the door waiting. So like clearly this is the place to be any day of the week and as soon as they open. So the three of you get in line to wait and definitely can notice Sasha just walk right up to the front, nod to the bouncer, and she goes right in.
Was that Sasha?
Who? What?
Was that
Look like
the she's on our mission.
Yeah, the medic.
Oh yeah.
She just like walked. She got freaking.
She looks
Do you
different.
see her arms?
What is she? What?
She's fucking hot, dude. Don't wingman me for. Well, I'm not gonna say don't wingman me for her, but.
Well, I don't know.
Oh
if she's
no,
that
that would
hot.
be
If
so
she's that
bad.
hot,
No.
maybe I wanna
Could-
wingman
and then we'd have
myself.
to spend 200 and whatever amount days together. Are you fucking? Never mind.
No, yeah, you don't want to do
I
that.
didn't
It's a
even
bad
see
But
that.
you'd
idea.
be like asleep for most of
I
it.
didn't even. see
Charlie,
that.
I cannot believe that you would even for a second.
I'm not, I mean,
entertain this.
I'm not saying inter-crew relationships are necessarily a positive thing to encourage amongst ourselves.
Inter-crew, Charlie.
I.
He's
Listen,
not-
don't dip your pen in the company ink, okay, kid? Don't do it.
That's a weirder but better way of saying it.
That honestly is fucking offensive. Then.
That she's so hot.
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
Okay, I mean,
Just feel out the vibe.
be like, yeah.
And if
No,
you feel like
no.
it's a okay.
You still like talk
No.
to her.
No, my dad said same thing. Don't.
All
eat
I know
where
is
you
that
sleep or whatever the fuck you
I
think.
want to get very drunk. I need to get very.
Yes. Oh, I pull out my flask.
Thank you.
I have a little flask that's like full at all times. I don't know how it stays full. It feels like magic.
It's a
I
never-ending
give it
flask.
to Henry. Yeah.
'cause I feel
I would
it.
definitely
I feel
say, knowing Hawk as well as you do, that like Hawk is like definitely a little preoccupied and maybe a bit, definitely more anxious to like get drunk and like have a night than you would normally see him being.
Whoa, buddy. Save some.
He's like,
Charlie,
yeah,
do
he
you want
like-
some?
Okay, yeah, sorry, I just needed that.
Take a little. I offer it to Charlie.
He takes like the most minuscule of sips and goes,
Hey,
Yeah,
there you go,
good
Charlie.
stuff.
All right.
Oh. Nice.
I don't know how you guys do it.
And can we get in? Hello, line, move.
I'm hot
As-
too. I got lots of mysterious shit going on.
As the
She's
line
hot
moves,
too.
so you start probably like you have like the building the nightclub is in, an alley, and then you're in like this next building. As the line slowly moves forward, you look down one alley that is next to where you all are, and you both notice the old man that left the mission talking with intense emotion, hard to tell from the distance, to Caden, the other security officer.
Hey, I'm gonna go check that out.
Okay, but I'm gonna stay in line because if we move,
Please do
we're
stay
gonna
in
get
line.
fucked up.
Please do say
Okay.
that, but I gotta go talk to that guy.
Okay. He looks pissed. Be careful.
Yeah, I will. Charlie, you're in charge. I say like jokingly, like.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But he just like nods, like, yeah, I know.
And then yeah, I want to like, I'm not like sneaking up to them, but I'm definitely like not trying to make any noise as I walk up, and then like when they turn to look at me, if and when they do, I'm like not hiding the fact that I'm walking up to them,
Mhm.
but I want to walk up like quietly enough that maybe I overhear something before they notice me.
You had a 4 wits, right?
I do, and I have a 5 agility.
Damn. Okay. I would say you're able to get close enough to hear just like a snippet of the conversation before they notice you.
Because I'm not
It's-
trying to hide it. So.
Right. It's early evening, so it's not quite like dark where you can like
Yeah,
not be
exactly.
noticed. You're not trying to hide yourself. As you approach, you can definitely tell it's a little bit of back and forth, but a lot skewed to the side of the older man doing most of the talking. And they're faced perpendicular to the path that you're taking, so you can see them both. It's not like one is facing you or the other, which actually is a hindrance to them noticing you as quickly.
Yeah.
As you get closer, you can kind of hear the old man in his low, raspy voice saying, "Look, all I'm saying is if you agree to do something, you do it, and you didn't." And he notices you. and kind of steps back and folds his arm.
Sorry, pardon the interruption. Lieutenant, I was hoping to speak with you for a minute.
Kind of eyes you. Uh-huh.
Maybe privately?
Uh, and before the old guy can say, Caden's like, I just wanted to get a drink, and he just like sprints down the alley and gets in line to the club.
Well, as he's going down, I'll like genuinely like stop him and be like, hey, Kit and Charlie are in line. Get in line with them.
Wait, and he runs.
I roll my eyes at that.
He runs up to you guys, which Angie will get to that in a second, as you pull this man aside.
So, Hawk Callahan.
He'll grasp your arm. Lieutenant Scott Beckett.
Pleasure.
How'd you know I was a lieutenant?
Commander Finnick filled me in on your almost position in the ship.
Oh, he must be the pilot then.
Correct.
Well, did you have a question?
Why'd you leave?
Don't like secrets,
Yeah.
especially amongst crew.
But you saw that it was a private entity before you even came there. You had to know secrets were going to be a part of it. So why putting your foot
Fair.
down then?
There's secrets, and then there's dangers within those secrets that I feel the whole crew needs to know everything to be able to do their job safely.
Right.
That's it.
Any previous?
But now that you know the secrets, what do you think? Is it worth it? What's the cargo?
I'm not privy to know.
He kind of like squints at you.
So no previous relationship with Finnick, or
Nope.
how'd you hear about the job? If you don't mind my asking.
Posting for it.
Yeah, same. Seemed like you got a good gut on you. Wanted to. bend
Calling
your-
me fat.
No, sir. Wanted to bend your ear a little bit, see what your thoughts were. But the contract's signed, so I guess I've made my deal with the devil.
Fair. Well, I would say watch yourself. Where there's secrets, there's betrayal, there's lies. Just watch yourself.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Yeah. And, kind of squints at you again. All I'll say is where there's secrets, there's also money. If you feel like having a drink elsewhere, I feel more like a beer tonight.
Perhaps I can meet you later.
Perhaps.
All right.
If not, good luck with that. He'll pat you on the shoulder and start walking out the alley.
And then I will go back and get in line with. If we're already there, I guess I'll get in the back of the line if they're already in there. But
I would say they're close to the beginning
okay.
at this point because there was still like most of the building to still get to, and it's a pretty slow moving line.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Angie, Kit, and Charlie see Caden come quick jog and then just walking up. So, Hawk said I could join you guys in line if that's cool.
cutsies, huh? You're one of those
I mean,
guys.
if it's not cool, I can jump to the back of the line. That's fine too. I just
It's
wanted to.
cool. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Cool,
No,
cool, cool, cool,
we're
cool, cool.
gonna be stuck together for however long. I'm not gonna.
Long time.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean,
Gonna...
we'll sleep in. It's really just like a week, I think, when we're like
Which
awake and shit.
sucks, honestly. I'd like to see more of it, I guess, but
Yeah. I mean, maybe it'll be
get it.
like a super easy job, and we'll just and then get to walk around and see all the ruins of everything.
yeah. Honestly, kind of fucked up. I've heard some very, very scary shit.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What did you hear?
Just, I mean, we've all heard like there was an accident, their cover up. Wayland Yutani is into some nasty shit.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
bet they were trying to cover up some sort of like coup or something.
You think they like had some
Yeah.
intense shit there?
Yeah, I heard
Fuck.
that some of the workers were like fighting back, and instead of meeting their demands, they just like nuked them all.
Damn, that's
So-
intense.
I could see like shit being like definitely haunted.
Oh shit. Oh, I didn't even.
Yeah.
Oh, so many people died there. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you don't want to be awake for that? Come on, right?
I mean, I don't want to necessarily meet any ghosts, so that doesn't sound as fun to me. You think there's ghosts there? You don't.
No.
You don't. Oh, okay.
No. Ghosts,
Okay, cool,
ghosts
cool,
can't
cool.
form from a
Okay.
nuclear explosion. Okay? Ghosts can only form in like a house or like they have to like haunt a space.
So as long as we like stay outside of the houses on the colony,
Yeah.
we'll be like
Nuclear
we'll be-
explosion
we'll be-
too powerful to
Cool.
to create ghosts. For sure.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I that makes sense to me. That's
What are you guys
logic.
talking about?
Fuck.
Ghosts.
Ghosts?
Yeah.
Ghosts, right? Hawk, ghosts cannot form under nuclear circumstances.
Well, actually, I feel like that's the only time they can form it.
Wait.
Wait.
What?
What?
Why? Why
Why
do you
do
say
you-
that? Why
Yeah,
why is
what's
the
that?
I'm just fucking with you. Thanks
Why?
for saving my spot. You can get in the back of the line.
Jesus
now.
Christ. Fucking.
Oh.
And I like smack him in the chest.
Okay, yeah, spot saved. I'll go.
Hey, I'm
You
fucking
just-
with you. I'm fucking with you, man.
Oh, God. Cool. I don't. People don't fuck with me much, like in the fun way, like not in the like I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean.
Oof.
We're at the front of the line. Wow, look
I
at that.
thought
And he gets out his ID. And you're at the front of the line, and enter the club.
First round's on
Do you want to
me.
see Sasha?
And yeah, I would say easily enough. If you
I'm not
are,
looking, but like
if you're looking for Sasha, you can
That's the
definitely find
first
Sasha
thing that
pretty
you
quickly.
asked, so I do.
No,
think
but
that-
I'm not. I just wanted, because, you know, as another player character, I just want to, like, engage
Right.
characters, interesting content. you
Is
know.
Angie saying this about Sophie?
You want to get engaged? Is that what
People are getting engaged in Sophie. I mean, the content.
So yeah, we'll continue this for a little bit as you enter into the nightclub and find Sasha. Sasha, while they were waiting in line, what did you get up to?
While they were waiting in
While
line,
they were-
I used kind of the opportunity to, knowing that like these folks aren't gonna, they'll be in line for a minute. I'm gonna go find my kind of supplier
Sure. Yeah.
for some things, and I'm about to be in space for a while, so I want to go kind of re-up on my stock, and we don't necessarily have to
Oh, shit,
We'll play
she's a
that,
bad
but-
girl.
get just knowing like that what we're going into. I definitely want to like make sure that I get like some nap relief
Oh yeah.
and also some recreational stuff, and maybe a little bit of those experimental things, since we might face some harsh situations. Having having some stuff that makes our beefy boys a little bit beefier.
Yeah, definitely easy to obtain whatever you want, and I would say you probably also get like a little extra than what you would want on the trip itself, knowing that you
Sure.
have you yourself probably have regulars at this nightclub that you can start hitting up and seeking out to offload some of that. And so you stock up a little bit more and know that you want to keep some for the trip itself. So again, not as an obvious anything, but I would say the others, Kit, likely sees Sasha engaged with some people in a conversation that you can approach and interrupt, or just stare at her from a distance.
Oh my god, no. I'm not talking to her. Are you kidding me? I'm staring at a distance.
Why don't you just go talk to her?
I grab Kit and I start taking her with me over to Sasha.
No! Oh my god!
I'll hang with Kate.
Oh, hey, you guys, you made
Charlie,
it
come
in.
in. Jesus, Charlie, I'm trying to tell you to follow me everywhere.
It's super loud in here.
What?
Sasha, hey! Sasha, right?
Hey, you made it in, yeah.
Yeah. This is my really good friend, Kit.
Hi.
Just friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We're practically my
What?
sister.
Yeah.
Wait,
Did
but
you think
actually,
we...
isn't that like your real brother back there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we're
him.
all like
You
a
see Charlie
family.
and Caden just like kind of awkward dancing, and Caden's like
I love
getting into
Caden.
it.
I love him.
Okay, I thought that guy looks really sweaty, but like somehow in the club setting, that sweat just works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweat's aesthetic.
Sweat static. Yeah. Did you?
That's so funny. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Sorry.
Did you want a drink, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go grab us some.
Hey, are you from around here?
Yeah, I'm actually like. I've been living here the last few years. Been hanging out at this club for a while, actually.
Oh, really?
shit.
Club music, I forgot.
Would you
Oh,
know where to
good.
find
So we're not
like?
just shouting over this like dark mysterious.
I know. I was like,
Would
I had
you-
it all ready.
Would you know where to find like something stronger than alcohol? Maybe.
Oh my god. It got suddenly really quiet. Hang on, they're changing the track.
Yeah, as you're like now yelling in between tracks.
I said, do you have any drugs?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh God! I mean,
Oh, here we go.
But I think he asks it in a way that's like, it could be considered joking if you just say
You
no.
You sound like a representative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're cool, right?
I'm cool.
I'm cool.
Hey, listen. I'm about to be in space for like 240 some days. And I'm just looking for a good time tonight. And I'm not looking to harsh any vibes other than the bad vibe that I have. I want to harsh it badly.
Sure. What is your feelings about, like...
I want to be able to pilot us tomorrow.
Sure.
Other than that, I'm good.
Yeah. This one won't fuck you up too much. You might have a little bit of, like, emotional hangover tomorrow,
In
but...
my mouth. And like once again, like Kent, this is weird.
Yeah.
So I'll go
wanna
get
know
a round
what
of
you
drinks.
just
You
took,
two
or-
stay right here. And I go to the bar to get a round of drinks.
What a wingman.
I think I just gave him MDMA.
I just gave him some Tic Tacs. I don't know, like.
I literally gave the guy an aspirin.
Yeah.
I feel great.
My knees don't hurt anymore. This is nice.
It's a nice side effect.
I think Kit just kind of like. Just like kind of bops to music a little bit and is like,
So,
oh fuck.
your dad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's kind of like a big deal.
Yeah, we think so too. He's pretty cool. I've been apprenticing with him for the last like few years and
Nice. Yeah.
No, it's been really great. I actually like I'm gonna miss him on this trip. Not like like it was just we've just been working together so much. It's gonna
You just spot me at the bar.
So you said you moved to Earth recently?
Yeah, I've been here a few years now. Before that, I was kind of traveling wherever they needed me. Marines, corpsmen.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, where are you from? I mean, you said Mars, or at least Hawk said Mars.
Yeah, I'm from Mars, but I feel like I grew up on, just ship hopping with my dad and Charlie. So like, I feel, I don't know, this is gonna sound lame, but I feel like kind of the galaxy, of the universe.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it definitely finally feels like Earth is like home again. But like, am I from anywhere?
Yeah, or any.
I realized I didn't ask what you guys wanted, so I have a beer, an espresso martini, a strawberry margarita, and whiskey on the rocks.
I take the whiskey on the rocks and just immediately like ice and all
God.
just down.
I was fully reaching for the whiskey as I watched it. Oh, no.
Baby bird it.
Oh, do you need? I'll get you another one. I'll get you another one. Yeah, yeah. And I'm gone.
No, I have 3 drinks. Do you want any of these?
The margarita looks good. At least it's cold.
Okay,
like, it's
there
hot
you
as
go.
fucking air.
It's so hot. I like espresso martini and a beer, just like immediately, just like downing.
No.
I would
Yeah, it's
eventually
okay.
come
Charlie
back.
didn't like want anything. It's fine.
Charlie's dancing with Caden. I didn't think he was near me.
He's
Sorry.
dancing next to Caden. Let's be real.
Caden's dancing on Charlie.
Maybe.
I would come back with like a double whiskey on the rocks and like offer it to.
I would,
Sasha.
like quickly like drain the margarita and then like start sipping the whiskey slowly.
I'll pull out my
Appreciate it,
flask.
Sasha. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry. I
No,
guess I
thanks
should
for the
have.
drinks, guys.
Anybody else like skeeved?
About the trip?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Die, death.
Nuclear radiation exposure.
Do you guys
Living
know
with
what
that for the
ghosts
rest of your life.
And on that, we're going to pause and jump over because that's a perfect moment.
That was so good.
We're going to jump over to our hotel crew.
Thank God, I think it only would have got more unhinged from there.
So the two of you, likely separately, but within a similar time frame, get back to the hotel, presumably go up to the bar, clearly notice each other. In the bar currently, it's pretty empty. Again, it's like a weeknight. You can hear like the dining room seems to be pretty busy as like people are having dinner maybe right now, but not necessarily transitioned over to the bar yet. Both pool tables are empty currently, and you have the bar to yourselves.
Question from Megan: are you going to change the music from the dance music? Because
Guys, I need my vibes.
that's the bar.
Why?
Bar vibes.
Wait,
I don't know if I
for a
have-
I'll just
second,
start
I
yelling, and it's like I'm
It's the
yelling in a
illusion of
bar, quiet
choice.
bar.
For a second, I thought you called JMO Megan, and I was very confused.
Question for Megan.
Let's see if this
Yeah.
one's a good vibe. Too spooky. I think I
Yeah,
only
that-
have spooky
yeah.
music.
It's fine. It could be a spooky bar.
Yeah, they're playing Nosferatu on the TV.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay.
Okay.
Just
Well,
silence,
I'm
so-
drinking my gal
Something.
Charlotte is drinking a
My go, Charlotte.
martini. I think maybe on the corner end of the bar is where I guess I'll station her.
Sure. I think Clarke is kind of in the middle of the bar. She ordered the cheapest thing and has clearly thought this was less fancy than it turned out to be and is like a little uncomfortable. And it's kind of just like taking it in, sees you, kind of nods.
Clarke, yes.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Green, was it?
Green, yes. Yes.
Right. Like the color, yeah.
Like the color.
Like the color, yeah. Nice.
You know, I almost, for my fun fact earlier on the ship, I almost said my favorite color is blue because my last name is Green.
Nice. Is it?
No, it's green.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got quite nervous though. I got quite nervous.
Yeah. That was interesting vibes. I guess what I expected, but also you never know.
Right. Right. Are you from close by or
No, I flew in from Luna the other day. Yeah, small mining community. I'm a
Lovely.
bouncer there. Yeah, so this is a little higher scale than what I'm used to. Where are you from?
I'm actually from New London originally, but I've been on Mars for about almost 3 decades at this point. So,
Wow.
yes, crazy.
Crazy. What are you doing on Mars? What's going on there?
Oh, I'm just I recently retired from my job. I've been an what's it called? Megan's like not knowing any science.
I know you added a lot of sciencey things to your character.
I sure did.
Backstory. I was like, okay.
I sure did. I was kind of the chief astrobiological and symbiotic research, chief of astrobiological and symbiotic research at the
Utani Biotech Labs.
Utani Biotech Labs for quite some time. So now I'm retired and I am trying to stay busy, I guess.
Sure. That's an interesting way to stay busy. It'll be an adventure, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever done something like this before?
Not this exactly. I was in the Marines for a minute in my youth and kind of traveled around a little bit then, but I had my adventure and yeah, I've been kind of over it for a while.
You've been over adventure?
I've been over adventure, but you know, the money was too good and it's time to try again, I guess.
I'm curious, I don't want to pry, but what deters you from wanting adventure? Isn't that something that we kind of crave as a human species?
That's a good question.
I'm sorry. That's we don't know each other. I'm sorry. I think I've got, before you showed up, I had a whole martini ahead of time. So
no, you're fine. You're fine. That is a good question. I'm going to be thinking about that. That's a good adventure. I don't know. Right. How do you
sometimes
feel about pool?
You know what? I love pool.
You love pool?
I do love pool.
I didn't see that in you.
I'm quite an interesting figure. And you know what? To be quite honest, I love pool because I suck at it, and it's an adventure every time.
All right, I'll take you up on this adventure then.
All right. You want to be? Are you stripes are solid?
Oh, stripes, always stripes.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That is quite an adventurous answer. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop.
No, you know, I like you. This
You know
is
what?
good.
I like you
This
too.
is good.
Kind of
As
hitting
you
it off
guys-
right off the bat.
Hmm?
I just said kind of hitting it off right off the bat.
As you guys begin to play pool, you notice that the bar picks up a little bit. There's like a couple that after dinner comes to the bar. There's a person that takes over the other pool table by herself, starts playing. Um, and so you again can choose to continue playing pool. You can strike up some conversation with other people if you so choose. Or you can just continue the conversation amongst yourself. But wanted to just let you know that there is picking up in the busyness of this area, but it's still very chill.
I guess we're playing some pool,
I
yeah.
was like, yeah, we're in deep.
Okay.
We're playing pool, baby.
The people at the nightclub, you started early evening. Are you staying out till 2 a.m.? Are you starting early so you can end early and be on time for the early call? What's the vibe that you feel like your characters will do?
I think Kit wants to stay out late, but at like towards like midnight or so has that moment where you like realize that you have work tomorrow and you suddenly everything becomes unfun. So I think like she will have realized that she's had like 3 or 4. How much is a lot to drink? I don't know. 3 or 4 whiskeys, is that a lot?
That's plenty.
Okay. Because I'd be done after a sip, so
Right.
3 or 4 in, and she's like feeling really good, and then she's like, fuck. And like hits Hawk on the shoulder and is like, I gotta go back to the room, dude. I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, me too. I'll. Yeah.
Things are looking suddenly not very cute. Where's Charlie?
I wouldn't say not cute.
Charlie!
Oh.
Sorry, do you see Charlie? I didn't mean to yell in your ear. I'm so sorry.
Where's
Do you see Charlie?
Drunk and oblivious to flirting.
Oh, are you?
Where's Charlie?
Something just told me you were flirting with me.
Do we see Charlie?
Do we see Charlie?
Charlie,
And Kaden, I guess.
likely, I would say, not
don't
without
give a
like
shit about
telling
Kaden.
you, but closer to like 10 p.m. Charlie's reached his limit of social interaction, and
He went back.
he's
Did he at
which
least text us?
no, I think he approached you
Oh,
and
okay, cool.
and basically was like, I'm out.
Alien Slack channel.
And
Yeah.
Kaden, having kind of just like not known what else to do, has just stuck to Charlie's side. Kaden offers to walk Charlie back, so he's not alone.
Cool. I would ask him to do so.
Yeah, so I'm gone. I'm donezo.
All
I'm
right.
done, you guys.
Do you want a piggyback ride?
About... No. Do you want a piggyback ride?
Yeah. Do you want to piggyback ride me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like bend down
I jump on.
and I run as fast as I can out of the thing.
Full disclosure, I like get Kit to her room in the hotel, and then I go to Hoppy to meet you.
You go what?
To Hoppy to meet you.
Okay,
You traitor.
I haven't done anything.
Sasha?
Sorry, the Cubs just,
The Cubs just won.
oh,
I was gonna say yeah. Sasha probably like spends like does those like has 2 drinks, but like is like milks that whiskey. The like just sips it the whole time to stay like a level of sobriety. Probably like over the course of the night, you maybe see me like interact with some people and like do some like low key handoffs if you're really paying attention.
Yeah, I am.
And then before the two of you leave, I think like I would approach Hawk, who has already like expressed some interest, like to check in on him since he's been drinking and doing drugs. And I kind of like low key, kind of like get a gauge of your eyes, but also like, hey, you got a pilot tomorrow. This might help balance you out, just in case you need it. And I like palm some like no sleep pills to you.
Hopefully
They're gonna elevate your heart rate, but at least you'll be able to like be awake tomorrow.
Sasha, thank you. Also, are you single? I'm not asking for me.
I would say available is maybe a better word.
Okay, cool. Kit's got a huge crush on you.
I said one thing. I know I'm not there. I'm done. Sorry, bye.
But she'll keep it real professional. If like so, like I don't want you to. Oh fuck! I shouldn't have said that.
No, she seems the epitome of professionalism.
She really no. She's so good. She genuinely is. She's the best at what she does. Other than her dad.
What's that mean?
It was a joke.
Sure.
No, I was. Hey Sasha. You were in the Marines?
Yeah, for a while.
Me too.
Hoorah.
Pilot, obviously. I like pull out my dog tags that have been under my shirt, and they say Henry Callahan, Jr.
Mine's got my old name on it too, but I do like roll up the sleeve to like show off like more of my like Marine like the group that I was with.
Oh, does that bother you?
No, I mean I just don't like.
It's not your
Sasha.
name now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to meet you, Sasha, and I'm glad to have another on board. You are pretty
And Hawk
cute.
falls asleep.
And I think like I walk back to the hotel with them, and I'm gonna check to see if Clarke is still awake.
That was about to be what I was going to ask, is if you guys were going to maybe stay awake to see if any of your companions come back to the hotel, or if you get tired of pool really quickly and decide just to go to bed, or...
They played billiards for 5 hours.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe you stop, you got a, bite to eat, and then came back, had another drink, There's options, but do you call it early, or do you think you stay up till 10 p.m. or midnight?
Well, I think for Charlotte, she's having a good time, but she knows like things need to happen tomorrow. So, yeah, I think she probably turns in pretty early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't know if we want to RP that, but yeah.
It's up to you guys. If you feel like you want to make a moment of it, we'll say like 8 or 9 rolls around and Charlotte wants to say goodbye, or it's as simple as, okay, good night, and then that's it.
I'll just say, well, I told you that I suck at this game, so you're welcome. Stripes win.
Yeah, thanks
What a
for making me look good.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I am intrigued to see how tomorrow goes. How are you feeling about all of it?
I guess maybe I'm ready for that adventure. We'll see.
Well, get a few drinks in you, and I guess we have an adventure on our hands. All right. Well, I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Have a good night.
You as well. See you tomorrow.
Clarke, do you stay up?
I think I do. I think I go back to the bar and just kind of nurse a drink, kind of keeping an eye out for who comes back and like what order and what everyone is up to.
Definitely. You definitely notice throughout the night the kind of people that had come and gone and joined you at the bar. Um, it empties probably close to like 9:30, 10, except for kind of the one woman that's still playing pool. She seems to just be like in the zone, kind of zoning out playing pool for an extended period of time. And about 10 p.m., you see Caden and Charlie walk back in. Um, Caden just like loudly talking, still hyped from being at the nightclub, and Charlie just listening. They probably don't notice you as they're just, especially Charlie's just like, I need to go to bed. Um, and Caden's just walking with him. So unless you stop them, they walk by you, and you can easily get the vibe of how each of their nights went.
Yeah, I think I let that just roll on by. I'll let them go.
And then another hour and a half, maybe two, pass by before you see Sasha and Hawk and Kit all come back together in various stages of drunk and loud.
I think Sasha would kind of like hang back, seeing Clarke still up and still at the bar, buzzed but not like too drunk,
Sure.
and sidle up at the bar, see if anybody else like comes with.
Either of you.
I think Hawk and Kit Hawk just gets Kit
Yeah.
after her room.
Kind of what I expected. Like, hey,
Hi.
how you feel?
A little bit more nervous than I thought. Yeah. That was weird. A weird briefing.
I think you can handle it.
How would you know?
I mean, I heard you're a little badass.
Okay.
A little dangerous though too.
Interesting.
You were on, was it base 3?
Third base. Yep.
Third base.
Yeah, I was. Were you?
Not directly, but there was a hothead that came through our hospital that I was working at the time. Heard they broke someone's heart and then got a little broken themselves. Didn't really get a whole lot of chance to connect with them before they were transferred off.
I thought I remembered you. I thought
Yeah, a little different.
a little different.
Yeah. Same last name, but yeah. Sasha's new.
Sasha's new. It's nice to meet you, Sasha.
Nice to meet you. Fun that we'll be on the same mission together.
It will be. I remember you were a good doctor.
Outside of the incident, I saw So your report was otherwise pretty solid.
We were all dumb and young once. I was just dumb and young enough to get kicked out of the Marines. So
I didn't stick around much longer after that either.
well, we ended up here. So
I definitely do not want to interrupt what is happening, but you would probably at this time, if you're paying attention at all, would notice that Hawk comes back downstairs, back through the lobby, and leaves again. Just in case you would do anything about that.
I hope he's careful with those. Never mind.
what?
Yes.
Just forget about it. So you were on third base once. Did you maybe want to try to get back on third base?
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Forward.
Forward.
I'm trying to distract from what I just said.
What you just
Joking, obviously.
Obviously. Of course you were joking.
Yeah. Maybe I've had too much to drink. I should go to bed.
All right, Sasha. I'll see you around. Have a good night.
I get up and make my way back to my room.
Okay. Clarke, do you do the same?
Yes, I think I stay a little behind Sasha, but I'm smiling and I kind of just wave as we part ways at the hotel.
I do, when I get back to my room, I send a text message written as if I'm like writing it to everyone, but write it just to Hawk as a, hey, just a reminder to everyone, we've got a call time at...
Amazing.
Call
Hawk,
Yes.
as you exit the hotel, you make eye contact with the woman that's playing pool, and she looks at you, seems to recognize you, maybe just from when you entered a little bit ago with friends and now you're leaving again by yourself. Makes a really badass shot in the pool game, gives you a wink, and turns away and continues playing.
JMO pointed that out to me. Why?
I did. Could be a red herring. Could be super important.
Could be.
The pool balls are alien eggs, don't fall for it.
They're rolling, but like
Do I
not well.
recognize
It's
her
weird.
at all?
Huh?
Do I recognize her at all?
Nope. Not besides you probably saw her as you
Yeah.
entered.
Then unfortunately, I think that Hawk would just think she's being good and talented and
Okay.
show it off, and he would walk away and
All right.
continue walking to happy to meet you.
When you get there, it's a little after midnight. Bar is
I think a part of Hawk hopes that he's not there.
okay. How? Never mind. You knew where all these places were, so you have some way of knowing how to get there. By the time you get there, it's probably 12:30. They are like doing last call. You can see a couple of the bartenders out and hear them say last call as you enter, one of which gives you like a glare entering this late.
I
when
wave
they
I
probably
wave him off like don't worry.
when they probably close at like 1.
Yeah.
And in the back corner, sitting alone at a table, you see Lieutenant Scott Beckett.
Oh.
Oh,
I just slide in. Pupils fully dilated.
you're on MDMA, so you just like
Yeah.
His
This is
arm.
what like I like.
just,
I
like,
think that
feel
I'm
his
like.
beard.
I think that I like smoothly slide into the booth, but really I'm like. So.
He sips his beer and just kind of like is like, oh god.
So yeah, I slide in and I say, what was the name of the group that you said? Rebellion something? Not Rebellion. Union something? What was it?
The Union
The
of
people
Progressive
that
Peoples.
bombed or supposedly
Yes,
bombed.
that. What was that?
Union of Progressive Peoples.
Thank you. I look at him and I say, who wants to know what you want to know?
Sits back, kind of throws back the last sip of his beer. Well, if I'm honest, I don't know yet. Depends on the information you have.
Hmm.
Okay.
Are you working on behalf of any unions?
I myself am not associated to any government entity,
Hmm.
but that doesn't mean that they don't pay a high price for the right secret.
What about the children of the two divines?
You can tell he's surprised that you bring that up. Never heard of him.
I don't believe that.
You can believe what you want to believe.
Listen, I have information to give, but I need to know who you're willing to work for.
This time he leans forward, forearms on the table. I can't tell you who I work for because I don't work for anyone. I'm a provider of secrets.
Hmm.
The secrets tell me where they need to go. Sometimes it's to the highest bidder.
Have you worked with the children before?
No.
All right. Then I won't shoot you right here and now.
He smiles and laughs a little bit. You're not so bad, Hawk. But do be safe on this mission.
Listen, I'm not dumb enough to just give you information right now. It's too.
Fair enough.
I would lose all leverage, and it's too dangerous. But Lieutenant Beckett, I feel like I have a good read on you as well. I need a way to contact you while on the ship. What do you got?
He digs into his pocket, pulls out business card with just a singular, basically, email address.
Mm-hmm.
Slides it to you. This will bounce around enough that there's no way they can trace it to where it's going or where it came from.
Okay. Do you remember? And I like reference like, and if this doesn't exist, that's totally fine. But like, I reference like a code system that like military letters can use, where it's like it seems like a letter to family, but like there's certain keywords that like mean certain things or something like that. And I'm like, are you aware? Like, are you familiar with that?
Very.
Well, then I can't wait to update you, Uncle Chester, on all my fun adventures.
Well, nephew, I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope to see you when you get back.
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
I stand up and leave.
Okay.
And I go outside and I puke. and I like take a deep breath and I go fuck, and I just like go back to the hotel.
I like to think that like because of the state your mind is, you just like forget about windows, and so you like get outside and immediately puke, and like cameras from the inside sees you,
Yeah.
and just keep walking.
yeah.
All right, you all turn in for the night at various times, and I'm a little surprised that everyone turns in alone, but fine. And you wake up the next morning. You see on your tablet that you are to head back to station 4921. That seems to where you are departing from, same place you arrived. And you all head there. As you arrive, you each see at the plank that lets you into the ship, the walkway. At the end of it, Gaius is up and waiting for you with his talbot ready to basically check you in and ensure that you are there and you are present and you are ready to work. Greets you, lets you onto the ship, and directs you to meet in the galley for a pre-departure meeting before you actually leave. And unless there's any role play that we want to do there, we'll go ahead and skip ahead to you all arriving. Presumably, all of you are there by like 8:30. Some earlier, some right at that moment, rushing to do all of your pre-flight checks or whatever you need to do. But by 8:30, you're all in the mess hall around the big dining table that you'll have your meals at. You're pretty familiar with the rough layout of this ship. It's a SEV class, which is a science exploratory vessel. So most of you have been on one or similar, so you know how to get around for the most part. And you get there. Commander Finnick is waiting for you all. And actually, no, she walks in like right on at 8:30. Walks in, takes note that everyone is in attendance. Good. Everyone's here, and thankfully early. I was hoping that would be the case. I have someone to introduce to you all. And she gestures behind her, and whoosh, door opens, someone exits, and you pretty much all recognize the woman that was playing pool till late into the night. Walk in, give you all a big smile, Hawk give you a little wink, and introduce herself as Nico Paget, the now assigned navigator of the ship. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
No. I'm in love. It was me, Angie. It was me the
Well,
whole time.
that happened real fast.
Wow, fantastic job, J-Bo.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We can go like another hour.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
I wish. But no, it's next time we'll pick up with
Wow.
any
No one died. Session down.
No one died. First session, no one died.
We're not in space yet.
I will say you do see everyone show up to the meeting, including the NPCs.
Oh, thank
So
you.
no one died.
Oh my
Caden's looking a little worse for wear, but he's there.
Yeah, Hawk definitely has sunglasses on inside.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But we'll get into...
Aviator.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
No other glasses. But we'll get into meeting your new navigator, preparing for takeoff, and then getting into cryo for your long journey
Sleepy time.
ahead
In 2
next time.
weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Oh,
damn.
So
I'm gonna
long to
sleep
wait.
until then.
Shame-o.
I also
You
don't
gotta kill
want to wait.
Strahd so we
but-
can keep playing.
Every week.
There we go. But thank you all so much. I had a blast. I am so excited for all these characters and where this campaign is going to take us, and to be able to actually sit in these moments with you all and let you have the RP and not feel rushed and not have the, oh no, we only have this mini session. So I'm so excited to see how far along we get in the sessions to come and what all happens with what is about to be thrown at you. So thank you to all the best players a game mother could ask for. And as always, everybody say bye.
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 Don't do drugs, kids.